So turning now to the results coming in from yesterday's primaries, conservative congresswomen recorded wins in two of the races that we are watching. In Colorado, Congresswoman Lauren Boebert was able to fend off a challenge from State Senator Don Coram. And in Illinois, Mary Miller won her primary just days after saying the Supreme Court's decision to overturn Roe v. Wade was a, quote, historic victory for white life. Her campaign says that she misspoke and she meant to say it was a victory for right to life. So let's dig into some of these results now with CBS News Executive Director and of Elections and Surveys, Anthony Salvanto. So Anthony, first question, how heavy, this is a question we always start with, how heavy was former President Trump's influence over these races?
Hey, good morning, Anne-Marie. I think as people watch all these primaries unfold, there's something of a difference between the Trump endorsement, which we'll talk about, and a larger idea you might call Trumpism. And that Trumpism, part of that has been what they call, election deniers, people who would say that they wouldn't have certified the 2020 results, or they still contest them, even though, of course, that those ideas that the former president has been espousing have been disproven. Well, let me start with one race in Colorado, Secretary of State. You might say, well, why Secretary of State? Well, these are the folks who administer elections. And throughout the country, a lot of times, if this gets embroiled in politics and that denialism, then they say, well, what could happen in 22 or 24? In the case of Colorado, this did not occur. Pamela Anderson won this race over Tina Peters. This was closely watched because Tina Peters was one of those folks campaigning against the 2020 election. So that's a moderate, if you will, winning there. And then also in Colorado, I want to show you on the Senate side here, Dan O'Day won, and a lot of folks in Colorado is saying he is a more moderate choice here, and maybe that starts to give them a little bit of hope in a Senate race that would otherwise be leaning Dem against Michael Bennet. So a couple of points there. And I would also then go on to Illinois, Anne-Marie, and I want to show you, let's see here, on the governor's side, this is a place where Trump endorsement, if it didn't matter, or it did matter, but it also seems to have boosted Dan Bailey, who was endorsed by the former president just recently, and so he won there. So it's a mixed bag, as it's been. But a couple of the results there. So
let's stick with Illinois. Redistricting resulted in some incumbent versus incumbent races. Give us a little more information about that and how, it may influence things within the state.
Yeah. Let me show you. I'm flipping through them here. Dan Caston, this is one of those where we saw those incumbent versus incumbent. Larger story here for everybody watching. After redistricting, when they redraw the lines, sometimes you get a brand new district where people compete in an open space, but sometimes you get two incumbents who get drawn into the same district, especially in a case like Illinois. This is one where then you pit member against member. We're going to see this again in New York, for example. But the other thing that we see here in Illinois, and I'm going to show you, let's see, which one should I show you here? I'm going to go through the, let's see, the 7th. We had Denny Davis holding off a challenge from what some would call challenge from the left. And the other thing in Illinois, as I go through these here, you've got to look at, here, let me pull this up, the governor's race, the governor's Republican race. All right, so in any event, I'll leave it there. But that's some of the idea, Anne-Marie.
Okay, let me ask you really quickly. There are a lot of things that may have driven people to the polls. We know with primaries, typically the voters are sort of the more extreme, more committed members of the party. I want to ask you if we saw any reaction to the Supreme Court's decision to overturn Roe v. Wade.
I think one of the things we're going to watch in that is turnout. Not a lot of surprises about turnout so far, but then again, on the Democratic side, you only had a couple of days to have this kind of baked in to the election. So I think more of that goes forward. I will point out that in the polling right after the overturn, Democrats said that they were more likely to vote this year because of it. So that's certainly something to watch. It may be over time that candidates start to try to separate, if not on whether they disagree on this, but on perhaps how aggressively they would pursue some kind of measure to push back against it, which I'm sure we'll find a lot of Democrats will want. So that, I think, is sort of to be seen, and then how it plays out in November, Anne-Marie.
Yeah, Anthony, I'm looking forward to your future polling results. I want to see those snapshots by the numbers. Thank you very much.